Hi, everybody. Happy July and welcome to my 11-month post op video. Yes, it has been 11 months since my surgery. I can't believe it. It's been almost a year. It feels like forever, and yet it feels like it just like happened yesterday. So it's kind of weird. Like I feel like so much has happened, and yet I feel like it's happened so quickly. So yeah, but I'm pretty happy actually with where I'm at right now. I've before I even start, just excuse the quarantine hair, the I don't give an F hairstyle there, but I'm just like whatever. Working from home for almost a year now, so this is the look. I have made some decisions with like my hair because after it went through all its thinning out and everything, I'm trying to let it recover. And it kind of is. It's definitely getting back to its original thickness where I don't have to um wear a wig or spray my hair or whatever I've been doing to kind of not feel like I'm going bald. So it's starting to fill back out again. But I have stopped dyeing it different colors because I used to dye my hair every shade of the rainbow, and it's just very damaging, especially when I have to lighten my hair. So I decided to opt for like these type of little expressions of color. Just like these little threading like I used to do in my 20s. So um yeah, so I'm just doing that now for fun and just using accessories, hair accessories and stuff to keep the hair colorful and interesting and being able to express myself without actually doing any damage to my hair. And then I wanted to share my quarantine shirt, my salty Ariel right here, the Little Mermaid, and it says, I know it's backwards on the screen. It says, "I don't want to be where the people are." So that's my. It's actually my Monday shirt. It's really not even a quarantine thing for me. It's just like a leave me alone. It's Monday, and I have my period, and I hate everybody right now. That's my Monday shirt. So. But anyway, so I forgot to film the video over the weekend, but I have my period, so I was just very tired and sleepy over the weekend and just trying to rest. It's been really hot too. I think it hit the hundreds this weekend, so I just spent it really just trying to get some rest and recover. Um, I've made some changes in the last month to help kind of get me out of my plateau. So now I was at like the 166 range, 166, 67. Then I kind of broke out of that and hit like 165. And then I got back onto the whole intermittent fasting. And now I'm down to 162. So I'm starting to make some headway. I think it helps to stop and then go back to it. I think that when I try to do it too much, um, it gets a little overwhelming and I start cheating and eating things I shouldn't eat. So by taking a break and just allowing myself to just eat without making a big deal about it, um, and then getting back on it, when I get back on it, I'm a little bit more committed and psyched up. And I even added this new app to my phone. It's called Fastic. The one I used to use was more just like a timer. It really just timed when I started my fast and then when I ended it. And it gave me some interesting science behind what goes on with the body every hour that you fast. But then, that got old because I read it all like 3 or 4 times and I was like, okay, and you know. So this app is pretty cool because it's a little more interactive. It gives you like a lesson every day, something different, something new to motivate you. It has a water tracker, like how much water you're drinking. It has like a buddy system and a group thing where you interact with other people to kind of stay motivated. And during that, there's also kind of like a mediator, which is sort of like a pre-recorded type of mediating, but whatever. It's still cool because every day you get some kind of new recipe or a new tip on ways to sustain the fasting, which they refer to as IF, intermittent fasting, if. So that's the hip acronym for it. But I actually like it. I do like the intermittent fasting process because it's has all this like internal body. benefits that has been around forever. So it's not like anything new. And just incorporating it into my lifestyle, it's pretty easy once I set the timing that works best for me. And I can adjust it. I can do longer fasting periods, and then like right now with my period, menstrual cycle, whatever, I have to reduce the amount of time just to help me not kind of pass out. But I do like it. I feel like it does work. It helps kick the sugar habit. I feel like when I'm in my fasting mode, I'm not craving the things that I usually crave, like chips and cookies. And those are usually the things that have put me in my plateaus. So, or if I do have chips, it's usually like the multigrain, and I'm not like craving it a lot. Or if I eat it, I just want a little bit and I'm okay. So, it's been helpful, and I've been planning what I eat the day before. I haven't been really doing food prep. I'm just not good with that. But at least if I sit down and mentally plan out my day, like I'm gonna have this for breakfast, this for lunch, this for dinner, that tends to keep me on track. Like it's really when I go into the day blindly and just kind of like, I don't know, what do I want to eat? That's when I start making bad decisions. And it's funny because you think, oh, I'm gonna give myself the day to I'll just eat whatever But I find that too much freedom is not good. And even when I do make a plan, it's like it's still flexible. Like I can change it if something comes up, but it just helps to kind of have an idea, especially during the week when I have work and I'm so busy right now with work. That the last thing I want to also make a decision on is what I'm going to eat. So I tend to get lazy and just grab whatever is easy to just eat. So it's usually something prepackaged, in a bag that I have to rip open, and it's normally in a high caloric carbohydrate type of packaging. So I don't make the smartest decisions. But if I plan ahead and it's sort of like, okay, like tomorrow morning I want to have hard boiled eggs. So tonight I'm going to boil the eggs. So tomorrow I just literally have to grab them, warm them up in the microwave and eat them. So bam, instant. Like I don't have to think about it. And that's really what I need to do is just do the thinking the night before when I'm sitting around bored or playing on my phone. And that's helped. That's really helped. I noticed on the weekend, I didn't plan. I thought, oh, it's the weekend. I don't need to plan because it's the weekend and I have more time and I can just plan it out as I go. No. So over the weekend, I was just eating random things that weren't really that good. And I ended up breaking my fast and it was just downward spiral. So I'm going to stick with the planning. Um, Other things I've started doing, I've taken up a lot more hobbies. Like I've started doing renovations in the bathroom. I painted the wall. I started putting up pictures and decorating, and in the backyard I'm creating a nice little space, and I'm just doing it in little steps. I'm trying not to overload myself. But now that I'm not, well, not that I have been on quarantine, but now that the quarantine looks like it's going to extend probably through to next year, um, I'm trying to think longer term, planning, like things to do, and giving myself like real projects to keep me busy, so that in the afternoons, instead of sitting around on my phone where I get a little bit bored or anxious or restless and I want to start munching. So if I keep myself physically busy just doing different projects, I definitely forget the time and I end up not eating. So it's pretty cool. I've taken up, doing this stuff like friendship bracelets. I bought some acrylics and some canvas, like a little pad of canvas, so I could do some little painting projects. I haven't done acrylic painting in a while, so I figured it's time to get back into that. And I put it on like the simple canvas so that I don't feel like I need to create like some major piece of art. Like it's more just experimental and fun and no expectations. And I find when I go into things with that mindset, I enjoy it more and I don't overanalyze it, because that's my tendency, is to overanalyze things, and it stops me from doing things sometimes because I don't want to get into that. Like my brain is always the high demand of my brain, it gets so fed up with having to think things through and rationalize things that anytime it can not have to do it, it doesn't want to. So I try to give my brain a break and do fun things that don't have heavy prep work involved or expectations. So that's been really helpful. And decorating has been nice because outside of the fact that it keeps me busy, there's that second, the gratification of every time I go in my bathroom, it looks so nice and pretty and spa like. So just going in and tackling these spaces and making them nicer aesthetically, um, just feels good. Like it feels like, this is my bathroom. I'm proud of it, and and I'm trying to do that. And then all the other parts of the house, little by little, where and I put a touch of something creative into it too, so it's more fun. And so these are all the little things these tricks that I've picked up in the last month that have really helped me. Um, oh, I also started going to the farmers market now. Hopefully they're still going to be open. I think outdoor venues are still open right now, so I'll be able to go, and it's just makes it more special. I mean, yeah, I could go to the grocery store and get vegetables, but there's something, I don't know, it feels good to go to a farmer's market and get these like fresh vegetables straight from the farmer and make an event out of it. I think anytime you can make something into a special creative, or I don't know, like make a moment out of it, it just better than the instant gratification. I find it's like too easy to fall into that instant, like A to B, boom, boom, go to the store, buy this, buy that, come home. And then there's a different pace to going to the farmer's market. It's like you go, you take your time, you look at things, you talk to the vendor. Um, there's also a vendor that sells stones, so I've started slowly a collection of different stones. Like amethyst and tourmaline and fluoride, I think it's called. So just like little by little, I'm trying to start adding. I like kind of have a little collection of stones that so more things that I'm doing. Rock collecting and making friendship bracelets. It was stuff I used to do when I was a kid. Actually, it's kind of funny that I'm going back to doing stuff that I used to do when I was a kid. But it's like, why not, right? It's like you always think, oh, I miss being a kid. It's like, well, why do you have to miss it? Do it. Be a kid again. I got my Little Mermaid. But she's a more, seasoned Little Mermaid because she's so bitter. She's even got the little buzz there. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, so that's my 11-month video. Down from 230 to 162. Huge. I'm very happy. I'm very excited that I feel like a different person, and I feel like I can do this. Like I don't feel like there's a chance that I'll ever go back because I feel like I've made enough significant lifestyle changes that I'm not going to just throw away. Like there's this cemented discipline in my head now where it's like, no, I'm not going to not do that. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do, and I stick with it. So that's a very different Thariah than 11 months ago. And also with not being able to overeat. I mean, that small stomach, regardless of what, even if on my worst day when I try to just shove food in my face, I cannot shove that much food into my mouth. I mean, when I can in my mouth, but when it gets to my stomach, it's not going to happen. My stomach eventually has the, we're done here. So it's kind of, I'm really glad I have that because sometimes, sadly, I need that physical discomfort as a gentle reminder of why I don't want to do this. um, so, like some people would think, oh, well, couldn't you have achieved all these goals without the surgery? And I personally have to say no. I don't think I could. I think that by having that smaller, reduced stomach and the conditions that having a small stomach trigger when I don't eat properly is sort of like that constant, just like it's like having those training wheels I don't know. That's like not necessarily the best analogy because you eventually remove training wheels. But it's like just having that thing, that layer, that fence that keeps everything where it needs growing where it needs to grow. That I guess that's the better analogy. It's like a fence and it stops you from going too far. It keeps everything in the way it needs to be, and you still have the capacity to eat, well, whatever you want. If you want to eat cake or, you know, steak, you can, but you just can't eat a lot, which is great. I mean, you can still gain weight because you can continue to eat like in small portions, take a break, eat again. So if you really want to gain weight, you can, and people have gained weight. But to me, it's like if you're going to go through the trouble of doing this, why would you go through the effort of trying to regain the weight? It's like, why not just take it to the next step and eat better and control, what you eat. It's not so much controlling how much you eat because at this point you can't eat too much, but what you eat, and getting the quality in there, and allowing yourself to have the few things you enjoy that are not good for you, just to keep things in balance so you're not feeling like depressed or deprived or whatever. So, but for me, definitely will never regret doing the surgery. I mean, there are days where I feel like I'm gonna die from heartburn. But I don't know, maybe there's a part masochist in me somewhere. I don't know, but I just feel like I don't care. I want to suffer because it reminds me not to do it again. So I know for some people that's insanity, but I don't care. It works. That's all that matters to me. It works. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I have. I'll keep it short. And then next month is my 1 year anniversary. Woo! Alrighty. I will share with you again next time. Take care. Bye bye.